Laynie and welcome to the channel. How are you guys doing today? Leave it down below. You know I love hearing from you. I'm so excited for today's video because we are officially back from vacation. We took a very long vacation this year, longer than we ever have before. We did 2 trips in one and we road trip it. So we always stop lots of places along the way. And over the last year, I have really tried to not go crazy with blind buying because I have a big fragrance collection and I don't want to buy things and waste my money that I'm not gonna love, not blind buying and just saving up my money to be able to spend it and buy some fragrances on vacation where I could actually go shopping, get my nose on them. I have quite the haul here from our vacation, I cannot lie. If you love affordable fragrances, we're definitely going to talk about it. If you love niche fragrances, I've got one of those too. So if you just love fragrance, then I think you're going to really enjoy this video. With that said, if you love fragrance content, beauty content, and a little bit of lifestyle content sprinkled on top, make sure you click that subscribe button, join the fam, you won't regret it. And now let's just get going. And on this trip, I got such a cool experience getting to stop at 2 niche fragrance shops. If you go to Miami, you have to stop in and check out Omni Fragrances. Oh my gosh, great little shop, such a great collection. Lots of stuff to sniff through. The owner, Maurice, is awesome because he doesn't make you feel pressured at all. He literally just lets you walk in and smell. You don't feel like that overwhelming buy something or let me just stand near you and kind of push you towards buying something. I feel that way very much when I go to a lot of designer counters, which really steers me away. So Omni is the total opposite. You just get to walk in, it's very chill, it's very luxe feeling, you get to sniff around. Love the experience. And then when we stopped in Atlanta, I found another niche fragrance shop that I had never been to before, INDIEHOUSE in Atlanta. Oh my goodness, another really cool experience. I didn't get to spend as much time there, but the staff were really friendly, really welcoming. Again, weren't too much where you felt overwhelmed, oh my gosh, oh, they're gonna pressure me to buy something. I just sniffed around and I wish I had more time to hang out there and smell even more, but I really liked their setup as well because they had it by fragrance family versus just the fragrance house. So that was kind of a cool way to sniff around. Very cool shop as well. So if you're in Atlanta, definitely check out INDIEHOUSE. Really enjoyed it. So I did get the chance to really smell some niche fragrances. My pocketbook is not for niche, or at least I should say not for a lot of niche. I have a few, but those really top dollar ones, I just can't do fragrance du bois. I cannot spend $400 on a bottle of fragrance. I can't do it. I can buy 7 bottles of perfume for $400 throughout the year, but I just cannot justify it on 1 bottle. So I did pick up 1 niche fragrance this trip, but I picked up a whole bunch of cheapies. And honestly, I love smelling and experiencing the niche, kind of weird, take you on a fragrance journey fragrances. But my heart is pretty designer, cheapy. I just like likable fragrances. I like easy wears. I love to sniff the others, but I can't say I necessarily want to live in a bunch of them. If you hear a horn going in the background, we went to a carnival last night and my daughter won a little horn, and let me tell you, she loves it. Tony, she cannot be blowing the horn while I'm filming. I finally found TJ Maxx that had a bunch of this fragrance line. What is it, True fragrances or something like that? They have a vanilla one that's really popular. I actually picked it up and then decided to return it. It's nice, but I don't love it. I feel like I have vanillas in my collection I like far more. But this one, praline and pistachio. Oh my goodness, we have accords of sweet vanilla, caramel, nutty, coconut, lactonic, powdery, and woody. We've got some really delicious notes in here. Caramel and coconut in the opening. In the mid, pistachio, praline, and marshmallow. And in the base, love the base, vanilla, cappuccino, honey, and sandalwood. This is so good. I get a really yummy salted caramel that has a whole lot of nuttiness in there. It's rich, it's decadent, but I feel like there's just a salt note in there that is really balancing out the gourmandness. This is so yummy. I haven't given any of these of a real wear yet, so I can't talk about longevity or anything like that. This is just what I get from it and why I picked it up. This one is so yummy. I mean, truly delicious. I feel like this is going to shine in the winter months, but I honestly feel like it is gourmand, but it is light and fluffy enough that you could wear it in the high heat. This is not overpowering or overly sweet in my opinion, but I do like sweet fragrances. This very much reminds me of, if you love Sol de Janeiro, the original Boom Boom Cream, something like that. What is it? Sol de Janeiro. I think it's 62, the original one that smells like the Boom Boom Cream. It's like that salty, yummy, caramelly goodness. If you were into the Novitus Baklava Royale, this to me is like a little bit of a lighter, more watered down version. That was on my wish list, and now I'm like, do I really need it? Because this kind of hits that spot for me. This is really good. I can't wait to give it a real wear. Speaking of nutty, so I actually heard about this one from a YouTube channel I love to watch, Ashu Seasonal Scents. I watch her all the time, and she mentioned this one recently, and I was like, ooh, that sounds good. And then when I was doing my mall walk on vacation, I saw the Victoria's Secret store, and not only that, they were having a big sale, and I was like, okay, I'm getting my nose on that and some others. This is the Vanilla Bean and Macadamia. This is honestly so good. To me, it's very like macadamia nut cookies, like the white chocolate macadamia nut. There's rich vanilla bean. It is very gourmand for a body spray. Honestly, pretty impressive. It was more powerful than I expected. In here we have notes of vanilla bean and macadamia. It says a botanical inspiration, lavish comfort, indulge. I do feel like for a body spray, this is a very indulgent scent. It is not on Fragrantica yet, which is a bummer, but I really am excited to give this a full-on wear. I think for me, this is very fall time. I don't think it's powerful enough to really perform in the very cold Midwestern winters, but fall and early spring, when it is chilly, I think this is going to be warm, cozy, yummy. I'm very excited to give this a good wear. Speaking of Victoria's Secret, I'll go into the two that I picked up because they were having a big fragrance sale, and these were mega on sale, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was actually going to just get Bare because I've loved this for a long time, but they had this new Daring scent that I was like, oh, she's intriguing. She's a little sexy. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to get both. I'm on vacation, what the heck. But I am obsessed with this Bare. I've wanted it for quite a long time, but at full price, it was like, I don't necessarily need it in my collection because I got a lot going on over there. But on sale, okay, yeah, I do need it. This one has accords of woody, powdery, violet, citrus, warm, spicy, and then the notes are pretty simple, honestly. Australian sandalwood, violet, mandarin orange. This is what I've really been craving for some reason the last few months. Fragrances like this. This for some reason kind of reminds me of the Glossier You. To me, it's a little bit more warm, cozy, a little sensual than Glossier You. Glossier You to me is very fresh, but also like I've got money. This has a little bit more sex appeal to me. There's just something about them that remind me of each other. I think it's because they're both kind of that like your skin but better vibe. I think the color of the juice really represents the fragrance very well. Same with the bottle. It's like classy but understated, a little sensual, but like you could rock this at the office or on date night. And I've really I love my sweet fragrances, my gourmand fragrances, but my heart and my nose have been pulling me towards stuff like this, like Glossier You, musky fragrances. I don't know, my nose is changing. I'm kind of like, what do I do with like 80% of my collection? Because it's real sweet over there. And then this new one, she is intriguing. This in the Accords is very different than what I picked up when I smelled it in store. The Accords are amber, mossy, citrus, earthy, fresh, spicy, woody, and powdery. Now I have not given this a real wear. That was off just smelling it and kind of walking around the store, sniffing the tester. So things can really change on the skin. But again, simple notes listed here: amber, oak moss, bergamot. But there is something very, again, your skin but better. I get a lot of the amber in this, but the oak moss really balances it out. It keeps the amber from going super vanillic, super rich, and then that bergamot kind of brightens it a little bit. But this to me, I feel like the bottle again is just a perfect representation of this. There's something sleek to this. There's something modern. There's something a little daring, if you will. She's a little mysterious. People were kind of comparing this to like Burberry Her or Into the Stars, so we're getting those kind of Baccarat vibes, and yes, I get that. This is a much more tame, less sweet, like far less sweet version. This is pretty light, airy, a very crystal clear scent bubble. I'm really excited to give this a wear. This is another one, again, that is just pulling me in. It's your skin but better. I'm not trying too hard, but yes, I just smell good. And again, could go office or it can go date night. And I love that versatility. I love an easy reach and an easy wear. That's my style. I can't help it. I'm a simple lady, okay? And then some more cheapies. I had to. This one honestly was just for the bottle. Pink Friday. Nicki Minaj Annika is truly one of my most loved in my collection. Biggest love, wear it all the time, has such a dent. It is so good. And for such a cheap price, to me, it smells like $1 million, truly. I honestly knew very little of this, but I was just like, okay, I love the Annika bottle, and this one is also so gaudy and cute. I love it. And then you give the pink wig on there, and okay, I was sold. We have accords of fruity, sweet, caramel, tropical, citrus, vanilla, fresh, aquatic. I love the freshness, the fresh laundry vibe, but the like I've got money and still I'm flirty vibe of Annika, so I feel like I couldn't go wrong with this. In here it opens with starfruit, which is actually one of my favorite fruits, blackberry, Italian mandarin. In the mid we have lotus and star jasmine. I am a big jasmine fan. It's one of my favorite florals and fragrance. In the base, we have the more rich stuff going on here. We've got some caramel, pear, vanilla, musk, woodsy notes. Very excited to give this a real wear. It was the package, and I thought even if I don't wear it, it's just gonna look so cute sitting next to my Annika over there. And then two that I was so excited. I had hit up a Zara in Orlando, and they didn't have the musk collection in. And then in Miami, they had it, and I was so excited because I walked in like 10 minutes before Zara closed, and I was like, oh my gosh, they have it. For those of you that are also fragrance addicts, I know you know the thrill of the hunt sometimes is just so good you cannot get past it. I was wanting to smell these so badly. I smelled a whole bunch of both Zara's, but really I'm into the musk right now, you guys. I don't know what's going on, but I'm loving it. This is linen musk, and this has accords of citrus, musky, floral, amber, woody, powdery, tropical, fresh, spicy, lactonic, and aromatic. Quite the mix going on there. Pretty simple notes again. We have musk in the opening and bergamot. In the mid, just frangipani, and in the base, amberwood. And honestly, this to me kind of smells like a very expensive fragrance. I smelled something called cherry musk, and I can't remember the brand at Omni, and it was like probably about a $200 fragrance that came from a line from Spain, and I can't remember the name. But I almost purchased it, but it was just different enough that I was like, will I get enough of a wear out of it? I wasn't sure. It was also a little faint. It wasn't a beast mode fragrance. And when I'm spending the big bucks, I really want something that's going to perform and something I know I'm going to reach for. Not just that on occasion wear. So I'm actually glad for now that I left cherry musk behind. I maybe next year, we'll see, maybe next year. Because I found this, the Zara linen musk. There's something about this that reminds me so much of that cherry musk, and I'll link that down below so you can like read about it. This has a very bright, musky kind of tartness in there. It kind of hits you like in the back of the sinuses, but then as it dries down, it gets a little bit more rich, but it stays quite fresh. This for like 30 bucks, really, I'm very excited to wear it. It's not my normal reach. It's a little on the odd side. This is kind of unique. If you've gotten your nose on Zara linen musk, let me know your thoughts down below. I think she's a bit unique, kind of fun. Can't say I'm gonna reach for it all the time, but for 30 bucks, if she sits in my collection most of the year, I'm not mad at it. And then this is another one that I literally just got because I thought it was interesting. On occasion, I'm a sucker for odd notes in fragrance, and this one sucked me in. So this is Zara Cashmere Musk, and it has accords of woody, musky, amber powdery, vanilla, balsamic, lactonic, warm, spicy, and sweet. Definitely a little more up my alley as far as accords go, but truly I bought it for one note and one note alone. The top note is popcorn. Yes, popcorn. And then middle notes of cashmere wood, musk, tonka, and sandalwood in the base. This smells exactly like buttery, super buttery, salty popcorn, but then that cashmere wood and sandalwood and tonka add just a little sweetness. Again, I don't know if this is something I'll wear often because truly it smells like legit popcorn, but I'm a sucker for it. I'm like, that's fun. Maybe I'll pop it on occasion, or maybe as I wear it, I'll love it. I feel like those base notes sound really good and like right up my alley, but fully just bought this for the popcorn note. Okay, now 2 designers and then we'll talk niche. I had made up my mind earlier in the year when I knew I was going to Miami that I was going to buy Ellis Brooklyn Miami Nectar while in Miami, and I did it. I checked that box, okay. First of all, when this was launched, I fell in love with the packaging. I'm kind of becoming an Ellis Brooklyn collector. I love that they're a clean fragrance. I think their bottles are pretty. They have a lot of really fun, unique, but also wearable fragrances, and their price is actually really good for fragrance right now. As so many of you know, fragrances just keep going up and up and up. These are not a terrible price at all, especially for being able to buy it at Sephora. But this bottle, I have their pink bottle, their yellow bottle. I was like, well, I guess I need the green bottle too. In here we have accords of tropical, fruity, sweet, floral, woody, fresh, white floral, vanilla, green, and amber. This one honestly really blew me away the first time I smelled it at my local Sephora. In here we have top notes of coconut water, pineapple, and palm leaf. I was thinking I wasn't gonna like it because I'm so over the sunscreeny vibe. Like, it's not my thing anymore. I had too many in my collection at one time and I was like just over it when this summer hit. But the pineapple in this is really good. I get a lot of juicy pineapple in the opening. Then in the middle we have frangipani, wild jasmine, lily of the valley. And then in the base we have vanilla, driftwood, amberwood, and moss. And I get a lot of the amber. Like, even in the opening, I'm hit with pineapple and amber, and I love that it's an amber wood and then the vanilla on top of it. In the dry down, I get a lot of that amberwood, the vanilla. This is honestly really pretty. Even if you're like, I don't know about pineapple, in the dry down, it's what I'm wearing today. I get so much more of that vanilla in the amber. It really becomes pretty rich in the base, actually. I really like this. I'm excited to have it in my collection. I actually just picked up a little thing of pineapple lotion. I was like, that's gonna be the scent of the day, and then this on top. Because pineapple, I enjoy it, but I can't say it's something I would wear constantly. It's really that vanilla and amberwood in the base that sucked me in and made me know I need to pick this up. And then it's fun to have that memory forever. Every time I reach for it to wear it, I'm like, I bought you in Miami on a wonderful trip. I love those scent memories. Then this one was kind of an impulse buy because it happened to be on sale, and I'm also kind of a Skylar collector. Again, I love that they're clean. I love that the price is not bad on these at all. Sun-Kissed Dahlia. This has accords of fruity, sweet, vanilla, fresh, amber, powdery, lactonic, soft, spicy, green, and floral. Again, with the certain notes making me a sucker. There's a couple notes in here that I was very intrigued. In the opening, we have apple, red currant, and mammy. I definitely don't have that in any other fragrances. Middle notes, dahlia, jasmine, and rose. And in the base, this is where it got me. Custard. Yes, custard. I am an ice cream queen. It is my weakness. I could eat ice cream any kind. Custard, gelato, regular ice cream, soft serve, hard serve. I could eat it every day. I don't because I know better, but I could. And then vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. I was kind of on the fence. I've smelled this so many times. They are hard to open though. That's the only one thing about Skylar's. You know you're not going to lose your cap. When I first smelled it, I mean, I've smelled this probably like 12 times. Every time I go to Sephora, I smell it. And I'm like, on the fence. I'm on the fence. Because it's very appley in the opening, and I don't always love apple. Like, I enjoy it, but I don't love it. But then I sprayed this on a tester and I really was shopping the store. My daughter was playing at the mall playground with my husband, so I had time just to walk around the store, look, shop, sniff. I ended up being at the store like an hour and I kept sniffing the tester, and as that custard note was coming out and those base notes, I was like, ooh, I do like her. I'm really enjoying this. I kept coming back to it, and then it happened to be like I think it was like 25% off. I'm wondering if they were just trying to kind of get it out. It wasn't selling. And I was like, okay, you're on sale. I'm gonna pick you up. I'll add her to the collection. And then, yes, I did pick up my niche bottle. Last year at Omni, I picked up a bottle, Whittian Rose, and it's beautiful, really beautiful. And I went into the shopping experience, and my husband knew I wanted to pick up another bottle. I just love shopping there. It is such an experience. It's not something I often get here living in the Midwest. Nothing like shopping at Omni. It is truly a treat and an experience for this Midwestern gal. So my husband knew I was gonna pick up a bottle. I always tell myself $200 is my limit for fragrance. That is the most I have ever spent and will spend unless something drastically changes in our life. I really wanted to get Xerjoff La Capitale. I loved that fragrance, but it was $275. I was like, I can't. If I watch my P's and Q's next year, if we do another Florida trip, I may start stashing some money aside early to possibly pick that one up, because I was really blown away by La Capitale, and I had really liked that cherry musk a lot. And it was like, I think it was like 180, don't quote me, it was right around there. And then this one was right about the 200 as well. You want to make sure it's something you're really going to reach for and that you're really going to enjoy having in your collection. So I mean, I sniffed and I sniffed and I debated. I had my husband smell both over and over again. I talked to the owner, like, which one do you think? You know, all of that. I mean, I was thinking hard. I was putting a lot of brain power into deciding. It was a tough one to decide, but I did finally decide to go with Micallef Soleil Passion. I had smelled Ylang Gold, and I know everybody loves that. I got a sample like last year, and I just didn't like it. I really didn't. So I thought maybe M. Micallef isn't for me. But then I smelled this, and I was like, oh, I really like her. This is Soleil Passion, and we have accords of woody, fruity, musky, sweet amber, citrus, powdery, floral, animalic, and fresh. Last year's fragrance that I got, Whittian Rose, is very pretty syrupy, a little powdery. This is kind of where my heart is right now, in those musky, pretty, kind of effervescent fragrances. And then on top of it, you guys, this bottle is just so beautiful. That was another part of my deciding factor. I was like, oh, this is beautiful. I love the way it smells, and it's just gonna look so pretty sitting in my collection. So after much decision, this is the one I went with. And in here we have top notes of pomegranate, wild strawberry, mandarin orange. It is so bright and juicy in the opening. In the middle we have water lily, lily of the valley, rose, and in the base we have musk, ambergris, and sandalwood. And I really love, again, musk right now. I love ambergris, and I love a good sandalwood. This is so juicy and bright, and honestly, like the color pink in the opening, which is my favorite color. My daughter also really enjoyed the way this one smelled on the tester strip. And then I sprayed an arm, and I was just like, I kept smelling it. I was like, okay, I will reach for this one. I will use this one. This one I feel like is beautiful for spring, summer. It is just like bright, happy, musky, fruity. She's gorgeous. I cannot wait to give her a real wear. Very excited to wear that. Those are all the fragrances I picked up on my trip. Honestly, I don't feel like I went that crazy. I'm just like looking like, did I forget anything? I don't think so, because I feel like past years I've gone crazier with fragrances. I really tried to be thoughtful, like, what do I need in my collection? What am I gonna reach for? And I tried to kind of really stick in my budget and be wise, because when your collection gets this big, like, I don't need more waste and junk in there. I want stuff I'm going to reach for and love. Now I have to wrap this up because I gotta get my butt to work. I don't want to be late. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. And as always, please try to stay positive, because at the end of the day, that is truly all we can try to do. Mwah! I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.